Okay, so imagine a profound shift in how we approach our absolute biggest goals. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're breaking down a seriously fascinating concept from the world of human psychology. We are looking at a mindset shift that fundamentally changes how we interact with success, ambition, and just the daily grind in general. It's all about putting in 100% effort while fully surrendering the outcome. It's called the Law of Detachment. And honestly, really understanding this, it might just change the way you operate forever.
Seriously, have you ever noticed that the people who seem to care the absolute least are somehow the ones who win the most? Just think about that for a second. It feels entirely backwards, doesn't it? I mean, we're always taught to hold on tightly to our goals, to stress over every single detail. But this phenomenon, the seemingly effortless success of those who just don't obsess over it, it's not an accident. It is a deeply rooted psychological paradox. And today, we're going to unpack exactly how that paradox works.
All right, Section 1, the desperation repellent. Why obsession pushes success away.
Look, if you're constantly stressed out, anxious, and just totally obsessed with the results of your hard work, you're actually, literally, pushing your success away. In the universe of success, desperation is a total repellent. We so often desperately attach ourselves to specific outcomes, right? Whether that's hitting a certain money goal, locking down a specific relationship, or getting a desired level of status. Think about the last time you wanted a job so badly you completely fumbled the interview from sheer panic. Or maybe you really like someone, but you scared them off by coming on way too strong. When you desperately attach to outcomes, your whole psychology shifts. You start acting from a place of deep fear and scarcity, rather than abundance and actual skill.
So let's look at the stark contrast here between these two mental states. When you have an attached mindset, which basically means your happiness is entirely dependent on getting that one specific result, your brain actually goes into a state of panic. And it's this underlying panic that leads to poor decisions, total exhaustion, and ultimately severe burnout. On the flip side, the detached mindset completely removes that chaotic energy. When you aren't terrified of losing, you operate with a clear, calm, and frankly, dangerous level of focus. You become highly effective just because your vision isn't totally clouded by panic.
Moving right along to Section 2. Defining true detachment, the ultimate mindset shift.
First, we gotta bust a massive myth right out of the gate. The Law of Detachment teaches us something radically different than just throwing your hands up and giving up. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It doesn't mean you just become a lazy couch potato, and it certainly does not mean you lose your ambition. Apathy is definitely not the goal here. You still want the prize, and you still care deeply about your craft.
So what is it actually? Well, the crucial point is this definition right here. The law of detachment means you deliberately disconnect your self-worth and your emotional state from that final result. You put in 100% of the effort, we're talking maximum execution, maximum dedication, but you completely surrender the outcome. You just accept that you can control your actions, but you cannot dictate the universe's ultimate decision. It's this perfect, delicate balance of relentless effort and total emotional surrender.
Which brings us to Section 3, the elite archer analogy, effort without attachment.
To really wrap our heads around this balance, think of an elite archer. It's a brilliant way to visualize it. Step 1, they train their body, they perfect their aim, and they focus entirely on the target. That right there is the 100% effort. But step 2 is where the magic happens. The moment they release the arrow, they let it go. They do not run down the field after the arrow to try and steer it in midair, right? Because they know they can't control the wind or any sudden changes in the environment. So they surrender. And step 3, their focus shifts immediately to the next arrow. They're already prepping for the next action, completely unattached to where that previous arrow is currently flying.
Now for Section 4, becoming unstoppable and magnetic, attracting what you chase.
When you finally detach from that final result, it's like a massive psychological weight just vanishes from your shoulders. You're no longer paralyzed by the fear of failure, simply because your identity isn't tied to the outcome anymore. You do the work just because it's what you must do. You execute your daily tasks for the pure sake of doing them well, not because you're out there begging the universe for a reward. You are operating entirely in the present moment.
And this psychological shift, it makes you truly magnetic because you're no longer acting out of that frantic, needy desperation we talked about earlier. You actually start attracting the very things you were previously chasing. It's wild. You operate entirely without the fear of failure holding you back. Mastering this specific mental framework, putting in the heavy effort while just letting go of the need for a specific result, that is exactly how you master your mind and elevate yourself into the top 1% of performers. You become someone who executes flawlessly, completely regardless of external validation.
So if you want to put this into practice today, right now, here is your directive. Stop obsessing over the finish line. Honestly, you can't control it anyway.
Instead, master the step you are taking right now. Bring all of your focus, all of your energy, and all of your ambition to the present moment. Perfect your aim, and then just let the arrow fly.
I want to leave you with this final, really powerful realization from our explainer today. Detach from the result and you will control your reality. By letting go of what you cannot control, you gain absolute total power over what you can. Your focus, your effort, and your peace of mind. So ask yourself, what arrow do you need to release today so you can finally step into your true potential? Keep exploring, keep learning, and I will see you in the next explainer.